So keep on going with your silly dream by Piter on AO3. Read by Lily6645. This fic may include mentions of suicidal thoughts. That is your warning. Chapter 45. Disguises and why has the building fallen down? Summary. They arrive in Kamino. We stick out here. Really stick out. Yarozu pointed out as they traveled further into the city.
Yes, children in a city full of criminals and Neanderthals. So close to the League's hideout. We need to find a way to blend in.
Ida agreed thoughtfully. Let's get some disguises. I'll pay for everything. Kirishima waved his hands in front of him.
You don't have to do that, Momo. I can pay for...
Nonsense! Let's stop wasting time and go! Izuku and Kirishima both yelped as she grabbed their arms, dragging them in. He watched as they combed through various clothing racks. Before walking outside, he was already in full costume, so it wasn't like he could wear a disguise. Todoroki walked up to him, his black wig slightly askew. He was dressed as a rich guy? Izuku wasn't really sure. They stared at each other for a long moment before the other teen pulled out an orange wig from the bag and sat it atop the vigilante's head.
Momo said you still need a disguise. It'd be a waste of money if you didn't wear it. Izuku blinked and sighed, adjusting his wig so it wasn't crooked. Not that it mattered, considering it was literally sitting on top of his hood. He didn't really feel like wasting someone's money or arguing. Todoroki handed him a fake orange beard and a gold chain, then walked back inside like nothing had happened. The teen wasn't his father, but he was certainly odd. Not that it was a bad thing, of course. With resignment, he opened the beard's package. Okay, Izuku had to admit, this was the most fun he'd had in a damn while. Hell, it was the first time he'd smiled in a while. He listened to the conversation, Ida's remarks about how they were just a few hoodlums, their teacher on the big screen, and finally... So, do you guys think that Deku is the traitor? That's who they think it is, right? Izuku felt his whole body stiffen as Kirishima spoke, his breath hitching. It is, yes. However, I do not agree with this, Ida declared with an arm chop. While Deku was troubled, I have faith in him. It was logical to suspect him, though. Todoroki broke in. He used a fake name, and he was the only one outside of the school who knew about our trips, because of Uraka and Shinso messaging him. Yes, also, he and Shigaraki met up at the mall, and Dabi frequented the store he worked at. Ida paused. But I don't believe that was his intention. I just hope he's doing all right. It is kind of weird, though. Todoroki's right. I never said I agreed with them, Todoroki pointed out. He couldn't listen to this anymore. Tears fell from Izuku's eyes, and he'd never been so thankful for his goggles. Ida and Todoroki, they believed in him. They didn't think Izuku was a traitor, despite only knowingly meeting him once.
So why? Why didn't Aizawa care? He numbly followed after the other 4 teens until their voices had fallen silent with the street around them. Yarozu paused, glancing around a corner. Okay, this is the spot the tracker is broadcasting from. So that's their hideout? Not a bad one, I guess, Kirishima said quietly, scanning the bleak building. It might or might not be. According to the tracker history, the villain hasn't left here in the past day. Hey, sweetheart. What you doing with these losers? A drunk man suddenly jeered, causing the group to jolt. Come drink with some real men. The man continued yammering, even as the 5 teens walked away, slowly despite how narrow the passage was. They inched towards the back of the abandoned warehouse. Hopefully here, there would be some lower windows, even an entrance if they were lucky enough, which they probably weren't. Even if they were, they'd need to go forward with extreme caution, as it could all be a huge trap. Yahoo! Anybody in there? Kirishima asked, poking his arm. Yeah, sorry. What were we talking about? Kirishima held up the expensive-looking binoculars. There are some windows back here. Me and you can look in, and you could be my backup? Izuku only nodded. Kirishima, despite all the smiles and jokes, looked horrible. He was clearly stressed, and his hands shook ever so slightly as he held the binoculars. The red head began to climb onto Ida's back, so Izuku took the cue and did the same with a waiting Todoroki. Ida, be still. I am trying. Kirishima's legs wobbled on Ida's shoulders, but he finally managed to balance, peering around with the binoculars in hand. See anything? Izuku prompted. Rather than answering, Kirishima gasped and practically fell off Ida's shoulders. Izuku tensed. Were we spotted? Ida asked from below, ready to drag them away at a moment's notice. No, but... He slowly handed the device to Izuku, eyes wide. Look, the back left corner. Izuku slowly did as instructed, then froze in horror. Are those Nomus? He and the other teens stared at each other for a moment, eyes wide, looking ridiculous in their stupid disguises, yet not even that could break the tension permeating the air. Nomu? What do you mean? Momo was cut off as the whole building shook, and suddenly they all toppled down, rubble falling, hiding them from whoever had just brought the building down. What was that? Only one way to find out, Izuku answered the girl, taking a breath. One way to find out. One way. The group shared a nod and stood back up. They wouldn't stop now. Not until they were either in imminent danger or got Bakugo back. That is the end of chapter 54 of So Keep On Going With Your Silly Dream by Pider on AO3. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this, please go support the original author. Link in the description below. Hope you have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye, kittens.